No more.
Testing 1, 2.
Nope.
Testing
Nope.
1, 2.
No.
Keep
Gone.
Is that better?
Crank it up, roll.
Eat it. Just keep yelling in it. I can't hear it still.
Turn the speaker port up.
I can hear you, but I don't know if I
Barely. It's okay. Go ahead.
Turn it around. Speaker port up.
So everybody grab a cup of panther piss and let's get started. Speaking of panther piss, most of you probably already know that that is Dad's word for coffee. My dad, the king of euphemisms. According to the dictionary, a euphemism is a substitution of an agreeable or less offensive expression in place of one that may offend or suggest something unpleasant to the listener. We all know that is not the kind of euphemism my dad uses. When we were kids, we never had a normal meal. If you wanted mustard on your sandwich, Dad would give you mashed turd instead. Or let's say you just wanted peanut butter. No, you got pig nut butter. Is it any wonder that we turned out the way that we did? I mean, when we were kids, we wanted a sandbox. Dad told us we couldn't have one because the cats would try to bury us. Whenever one of us asked him what was for dinner, he'd tell us, rabbit hash and polecat smash and woodpecker gravy. Never mind, Dad, I lost my appetite. Sometimes we would have lizard tongues boiled in oil of Olay. For a special treat, we might get batshit fried lizard gizzards. I think what Dad is best known for is his descriptions of everyday objects and nicknames that he has given to just about every one of us. Those of us who've been around him long enough have had some kind of crazy nickname. A few that come to mind are Toad Liquor, my son right back there. He's been Toad Liquor since he was old enough to understand how to talk. You got Camel Breath, Aunt Lou and Paula, Bulgy Squat. Almost everybody's been Belcheranian Bloat Gut at one point. Or Bulgy Eyes. Hell, I thought my name was Agatha Agnella Penelope Shagnast until I saw my birth certificate. Dad is not a shy person by any means. One time a lady who was rafting by our house on the river, right across from our house, decided she needed to relieve herself before she went on her rafting trip. Little did she know she was picked a spot right directly across from our house, and my dad was standing out there and he yelled across there, "Hey! I see your ass!" I think that poor lady was still in midstream when she jerked her pants off and ran away. There's a reason that Dad is the way he is. He was deprived of a lot of things as a child. I'm pretty sure oxygen tops the list. As children, we didn't get a normal bedtime story, fairy tales, and happily ever after. We got things like, there was a little bird that shit a little turd and flew to a telegraph pole. He stretched out his neck and shit about a peck and puckered up his little asshole. One of the favorite things Dad liked to tell people is about a story about a little bird that was cold and frozen, and it was winter time and he couldn't find any food, and he was just freezing up there on a pole, and some old guy come by on a horse and wagon, and the horse took a dump right there. The little bird went down and ate some of the grain and grass and stuff out of the horse turds, and then he was all warm and felt better, and he had food in his stomach, and he flew back up to his pole and was up there singing and happy, and all of a sudden here come a big hawk and ate him. The moral of that story is when you're warm and happy and full of shit, keep your mouth shut. God forbid that I ever had to work on a vehicle. We got to hear some pretty colorful language. I will spare you the worst parts. But if a bolt wouldn't come loose, he would say it was tighter than a bull's ass at fly time. I'm sure most of you have been around when Dad decides he needs to clear his throat. He would hack and cough and finally get it out, and then he turns to you and says, "God damn! I coughed up something with legs and claws on it!" That is unique, that's for sure. Some say he suffers from insanity, but I just say he enjoys every minute of it. People seem to follow him wherever he goes, mostly out of morbid curiosity. It doesn't take much to make Dad happy. Just some brookies and fried taters, bread and butter, and he's happier than Michael Jackson at a Harry Potter book signing. We went camping when we were kids, but we didn't get to go to Disneyland or Yellowstone. We got to go to a place called Dead Mexican Park. We were little kids. He'd take us way up in the food somewhere. And the story goes that there were some Mexicans that stole some horses. And when the posse caught up to them, they hung them from the first tree they come to, and that's where they buried them. And they made a campground out of it, and their grave is up there. Well, me and Kevin were scared to camp there because there was people buried right there. So Dad took us up there a little ways further, and by the time we got our camp all set up, it was dark outside, and these Mexicans had been hung from this tree. So Dad was outside getting water or doing something, and we were in the camper, and he sneaks up to the window, and he goes, "I'm a dead Mexican, and I have a long neck." When he was young, he and his brothers sowed their wild oats. Well, now their wild oats have become shredded wheat. He may be old, but by God, he don't need no rocking chair. He definitely has put the fun in dysfunctional. You know, they say your looks go as you get older. Now he has something to look forward to. Yep, when they made Dad, they broke the mold. Then, just to be safe, they went out and found the guy that made the mold, and they shot him. But seriously, folks, for a man with only a 7th grade education, he is a brilliant man. Not only does he not know anything, he doesn't even suspect nothing. Yankee ingenuity and a great sense of humor. I don't know how I was lucky enough to get him as my dad. He is my American hero, and he bleeds red, white, and blue. We love you, Papa. Thank you for being here, and thank you guys for being here to honor my dad for his upcoming 80th birthday on Christmas Day. He is and always will be a badass old man. I would like to invite anyone who might have a few words to say to please join us in roasting the old fart and turn the tables on him for a change. And before I go, I'd like to give you Dad's recipe for spaghetti, spagottin, spaghetti. You have to have some ground bird hammer, some chopped yang-yangs, some mashed grooms, and a little bit of rooster shit sauce. And that's how you make Papa spaghetti. So, anyway, that's it for me. So whoever's next, feel free to come on up and give the old man some shit, and let's have some fun.